That's usually the face that people make when they hear so many different experts talking about nutrition. There are so many different opinions about what's good for you and what isn't. There are so many people saying, no, you gotta avoid the fats. Just go low fat diet. That was all the craze back in the 1970s, I believe it was. Or more recently, oh no, avoid the carbs, don't eat the carbs. And then there are others that are like, oh no, carbs are your friends, just avoid the proteins. Too much protein is not going to be good for you. And so a lot of people are trying to be healthy. I mean, let's get real. Most people are wanting to be more healthy. They want to take better care of themselves. They want to feel better. They want to look better. They want to be more confident. And they keep seeing all of these conflicting reports about what's healthy and what isn't. Other people say you have to eat little meals all throughout the day. Other people love intermittent fasting, and they say no, just fast for 16 hours a day, and then there's an 8-hour feeding window. Just eat whatever you want during that feeding window. And again, so many people are just going, oh, okay, I don't get what I need to do. Today we hope to debunk just a little bit of that. In my experience over the last year, there is no one-size-fits-all nutrition plan for everyone. A lot of people are trying to promote these different fad diets, if you will, and some of them are quite legit. Some of them work wonders for some people. Some people do really, really great, for example, with the keto diet. The ketogenic diet is where you get 70% of your calories from fat, 25% from protein, and 5% from carbs. And some people do really, really well with that, and they drop a whole bunch of weight, and they get off, their blood pressure medication. There's a new word, blood pepper medication, right? And they do really, really well with that. Other people have the exact opposite, and so one of the things that I've found, even with nutrition, is the importance of incorporating all three pillars of growth, even just with what you're eating: body, mind, and soul. And what I mean by that is some people eat totally on one extreme or the other. For example, there are some people that say, well, you have to be raw vegan, zero animal products, zero added oils, zero nuts, and that's all they eat. And fantastic, power to them. And I'm sure that's extremely healthy in a lot of ways. Unfortunately, for most people, we don't get a whole lot of satisfaction out of eating that way. And it's unfortunate, because wouldn't it be great if we got just as much satisfaction out of a bowl of broccoli as we did a bowl of ice cream? Wouldn't that be amazing? Now, there's the other opposite end of the spectrum, and there are some people that will eat 100% emotional-based eating. And so this is kind of your southern cooking, if you will. And so this is a lot of deep fried stuff, a lot of sugars, a lot of extra fats, and it makes them feel really good, right? This is the soul food. This is the comfort food, and it's stuff that most of us really, really like, but it's not so good for our bodies. And so where is the happy medium? For me personally, it's been finding a way to eat 80 to 90% clean while still enjoying all of my favorite flavors, still enjoying my chocolate every day. I just finished, I already threw away the wrapper. I found some amazing chocolate that is it's made with stevia. Doesn't have any sugar at all in it, and you can't even tell. And so that's how I get my chocolate fix every day. Would my body be a little bit better if I totally eliminated chocolate? Maybe. I don't know. But one of the mistakes that people make when it comes to trying to reduce their weight or trying to get healthy is they try to deprive themselves of all of their favorite things. And they say, okay, well, I would be a lot healthier if I gave this up, I give this up, I give this up, and maybe physically they would be a little bit better off. Maybe if they eliminate dairy, for a lot of people can actually cause inflammation in the body. But there are other people that are like, that would not be enjoyable whatsoever for me. And so the purpose of this video is to say, find what works best for you. Find what you can enjoy the most that still allows you to get your body all the nutrition, all the nourishment that it needs, not going over your calories for the day, and still getting the right macronutrient breakdown. Now, kind of the rule of thumb, one of the things that I've learned from one of my mentors is, for most people that want to reduce their weight, is you take your goal weight, multiply it by 11, and that's how many calories you consume per day. Now, if you consume it in 4 meals, awesome. Just break it up into 4 meals and consume that many number of calories per day. If you're like me and you actually do better with intermittent fasting, then you can consume most of those calories in a single, large, enjoyable, really satisfying meal. And then sometimes there's still some left over for chocolate, right? Again, it's finding what works best for you. Yes, do eat as healthy, as clean as you possibly can, but at the same time, if you feel deprived, if you feel, emotionally drained, all of that because all you're thinking about is everything that you can't have, then pull back just a little bit. Don't go crazy. Don't go, again, back to the other end of the spectrum where you're eating nothing but comfort food and ice cream and cookies and cakes and everything. But allow just a little bit of your favorite stuff in. Find a way to fit everything in so that you can stick with it for a lifetime. That's the biggest difference between those that have permanent results and those that only have temporary results. Over 80% of people that do drop weight get it all back because, again, they deprive themselves for a certain period of time, and no one wants to do that long term, instead of finding a really enjoyable, even more enjoyable lifestyle that they can stick with. Now, again, a lot of people say, well, how do I find out what even my body needs? How do I find out what those ideals are? That's why we do our metabolism and weight reduction assessments. That's why we have it, because it literally takes all the guesswork out of it for you. Why would you want to spend another, several months or even several years just trying through trial and error? That's what I did for years and years and years, and that's where to go. That's what kept me looking like this for so long, because I kept trying all these different diets and I didn't find what actually worked for me until I finally did an assessment. And so if you haven't scheduled an assessment already, it's $499. However, there's no charge at all for our members of our Enjoy Yourself Thin Facebook group. And so if you haven't joined that group already, make sure to do so. Just search Enjoy Yourself Thin on Facebook and request to join, and then it'll be totally free for you. Take all the guesswork out of it for you. That way you know exactly what your body needs, and you then can fit all of your favorite things in there. And so one more time, find what your body needs. Have a balance between totally physical and emotional. You want to have both. You got to have what's good for you, of course, but you also have to have a little bit of that emotionally satisfying stuff. And of course, you got to eat foods that are good for you mentally as well. If you want to take all the guesswork out of it for you and find out exactly what your body needs, join our Enjoy Yourself Thin Facebook group, and then get an assessment at no charge at all. It's included for members of that group. And so, thank you so much. Love you.